By golly, it's amazing. It sounds like something you'd hear on the radio.
Presenting the transcription feature.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson.
It's 8:30 New York time. Time to wake up America and stump the expert.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Johnny Dollar.
Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve.
And now meet Dick Calmer as Boston Blackie.
It's the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show, presented transcribed by the makers of Rexall Drug Products.
And now it's time to meet the men from the ministry.
The Armed Forces Radio and Television Service presents the Bob Hope Show with Les Brown and his band of renown. And yours truly, Bill Goodwin. And now here he is, Bob Hope.
Greetings, I'm Kevin Lauderdale. Jack Benny and his friends spend a lot of time up in the air in this episode of the Jack Benny program. Here, Jack and his company are flying back to Los Angeles after doing a show in New York. How long does it take to fly from New York to Los Angeles today? It's about 5 hours nonstop. In 1940, it took about 18 hours. The gang is flying on TWA's Sky Chief. There were room for 17 passengers and 3 crew members. In the early years, the plane was a DC-2, later it was a DC-3. The name of the line was supposed to evoke the train, the Super Chief, which everyone who was anyone took from Chicago to LA on the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe line. That took about 36 hours. So 18 hours isn't so bad, and it wasn't 18 hours non-stop either. The Sky Chief went from the New York area to Chicago, then Kansas City, then Albuquerque, New Mexico, and finally Los Angeles. Unlike on the show, where Jack leaves earlier in the day, in reality, you would leave at around 4:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and arrive at around 7:30 a.m. Pacific Time if all went well. And the fried chicken mentioned in this episode was indeed served on every flight. Rochester exhibits some hesitation to fly. This is 1940, and not really until the 70s did, quote-unquote, everyone fly. Even into the 1960s, it was a rarity for the well-off, and everyone was dressed up. See the movie Catch Me If You Can, episodes of Mad Men. And the Sky Chief was a twin-engine propeller plane. Commercial jets didn't really come into being until the 1950s, more than a decade after this episode. So Rochester can be forgiven. Plus, he has a long history with the railroads. He mentions Pullman porters. These were the exclusively black men who worked on the sleeping cars of U.S. railroads. They served the food, made up the beds, carried the baggage, shined your shoes. Uncle Tom's Cabin gets a shout-out. Of course, it started out life as a novel in 1852, written by Harriet Beecher Stowe. But versions of it were performed live on stage in a kind of vaudeville melodrama from shortly after its publication until at least the 1920s and probably later. But their heyday was the late 1800s. Basically, everybody went to go see the show when it came into town. Really fancy productions would have live bloodhounds chasing the escaped slaves. And at the end of the play, angelic little Eva, usually depicted high in the stage rafters or on a swing, something to show that she was above everyone else and flying, greets Tom when he arrives in heaven. From May 12, 1940, the Jack Benny program returns on a TWA plane.
J-E-L-L-O! The Jell-O program coming to you from Hollywood, California, starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with My Wonderful One, Let's Dance. Here's a dessert, ladies and gentlemen, that's just as gay as a morning in May. Yes, you're right, it's Jell-O. Rich, radiant Jell-O, a brilliant dessert that brightens up the table like a bowl of gay spring flowers. Jell-O is truly a delight to the eye and an inspiration to every appetite. Even the simplest meals take on a special attraction, become a real feast of flavor when there's a big dish of shimmering Jell-O for dessert. No matter which one of Jell-O's 6 glowing colors you choose, you'll have a dessert that looks like a million. And no matter which one of Jell-O's 6 delicious flavors you select, you're in for a lot of swell, satisfying refreshment. Jell-O is simply full of extra rich flavor, as tempting as the juicy, ripe fruit itself. So enjoy some real soon. Ask your grocer tomorrow for Jell-O, and be sure to look for the big red letters on the box. They spell Jell-O, and Jell-O spells a treat. That was my wonderful one, Let's Dance, played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our program tonight, we're going to reenact the events which occurred on our recent airplane trip from New York to Los Angeles. The time is last Monday morning, and as the scene opens, a taxicab carrying Jack and Mary is approaching the New York Municipal Airport on Long Island.
Well, Mary, we sure had a lot of fun in New York, didn't we? Shows, nightclubs, and everything.
I'll bet it was pretty expensive, eh, Jack?
All right, so it ran into money. But who cares? And how often do I go to New York? How often do I get on a spree?
How often does Paramount pay your expenses?
I don't care. I still feel like a playboy.
That's you, a nice, on-the-cuff playboy.
Anyway, I had fun. Hey, driver, step on it, will you? I don't want to miss the plane.
Your wish is my command.
Well, polite fellow, isn't he?
Oh, boy, wait till Paramount sees your expense account.
Mary, there's nothing wrong with it. Here it is right here, itemized and everything. Look, meals, rooms, tips, taxicabs, it's all legitimate.
How you going to explain this item? Blue suit, $85.
I bought that suit to make a personal appearance at the Paramount Theater. I wore it on the stage and everybody saw it.
Underwear, $4.50. What did you do, a striptease?
Mary, let Paramount worry about my underwear, will you? And driver, a little faster, please. We want to get there.
It is yours to request, mine to obey.
Well, thanks. My, isn't he formal?
Say, Jack, what's this on your list? Tips, $18. Gratuities, $37.
What's wrong with that?
They mean the same thing.
They do not. Tips is dimes, and gratuities is from a quarter up. So mind your own business. Gee, look what time it is.
Well, jeepers creepers, this tops everything.
Now what?
Shoelaces, 5 cents.
Give me that list. You're not supposed to see it anyway. Hey, driver, that's the airport right ahead, isn't it?
It's mine to drive, yours to point out.
Oh, stop! Yep, that's the airport, all right.
Wow, look at all those planes.
Yeah. Just think, 18 hours and we'll be in California. You know, Mary, the modern airplane winging its way through the clouds is a veritable eighth wonder of the world.
Unquote. I read the folder, too.
Well, it's very impressive. Well, here we are. I hope the rest of the gang are here. How much do I owe you, driver?
That'll be $2.
$2. Here you are. And, oh, yes, here's a tip for you.
Couldn't you make that a gratuity?
All right, here's a quarter. Goodbye, driver.
Goodbye. If you like me, tell your friends. If not, tell it to Sweeney.
16,000 cab drivers in New York, and I have to get a philosopher. Come on, Mary. The others are probably inside.
Here comes John Wilson now.
Where? Oh, yes, and Dennis is with him. Hey, fellas!
Oh, hello, Jack. Hello, Mary. All ready for the trip?
Well, Dennis, a few minutes more, and we'll all be flying back to California. Are you thrilled?
I'll say. You know, Mr. Benny, I've never flown before. Is it scary?
No, there's nothing to it. I love it.
What are you talking about? You've never been up in a plane before in your life.
I've never been up in a plane.
No.
Then how come in Waukegan they used to call me Wings Benny?
That's because your shoulder blade stuck out.
Oh, sister, are you pressing? Now, where's Rochester with the luggage?
Maybe he's in the waiting room.
Yeah, let's go in. Come along, Dennis.
Say, Jack, did you have any trouble persuading Rochester to fly?
Well, he was pretty scared, Don, but I finally convinced him that the modern airplane winging its way through the clouds is a veritable eighth wonder of the world. That sold him. Gee, it's a beautiful station, isn't it, Mary?
Yeah, I'm going over to get a magazine.
Okay. Bring me a couple of cigars.
You want those stinkers, or is Paramount paying for them?
Never mind. Get good ones.
Attention, please. TWA Flight 9, the Sky Chief to Los Angeles, now loading at gate number 10. All aboard, please.
You hear that? They're loading the plane, and Rochester isn't even here yet.
We don't have to worry about Phil Harris. There he is over there.
Oh, yeah.
And look at that beautiful girl with him.
Yeah.
That's for me.
Dennis, come back here. Well, I'll go over and get Phil. Be right back, fellas.
Well, we'll be shoving off pretty soon, honey. Gosh, I hate to leave you.
Gee, Philsy, I'll be so lonesome without you.
Sure had a lot of fun these last couple of weeks, huh, Sugar?
It's been heavenly.
Oh, hello, Phil. I didn't see you.
Hiya, Jackson. You all set to leave?
Yep. And, well, who's this gorgeous creature?
Oh, pardon me. Jackson, I'd like you to meet Miss...
Oh, fine. Some romance.
What is your name, honey?
Minnie Jerkfinkel.
Jerkfinkel?
Yes, my brother Logan is one of your
most ardent fans. I know. I met him. Well, it's a pleasure, Miss Jerkfinkel. Give my regards to your brother. Come on, Phil. We got to get going.
Goodbye, Philsy.
So long. See you next year,
Minnie. Hey, that's a good-looking girl, Phil. Where'd you meet her?
My guitar player introduced her to me.
Oh. Well, how did he meet her?
I pointed her out to him.
Oh, the old one, too, eh? You know, Phil, if you... Well, look who's here.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Hello, Rochester. Have you got the luggage weighed and everything?
Uh-huh.
Well, then come on. Let's get on the plane.
You know, boss, I've been pounding on this, and I think I'll go by train.
What do you mean?
You take the high road, and I'll take the low road. And I'll be in Los Angeles behind you.
Now, Rochester, don't be such a coward. Why, flying today is wonderful. It's just as safe as walking down the street. In fact, it's safer.
Boss, you're talking to a man that comes from a long line of Pullman porters.
I'm not going to argue with you. You want to go back to Hollywood, don't you?
Yes, but I don't want to ride on nothing where there's nothing under it.
Oh, Rochester, you're silly. Flying is the greatest thing in the world. Did you ever see a bird that wasn't happy?
Well, the day I wake up with feathers on, I'll try it.
Listen, Rochester, I've told you 1,000 times that the modern airplane winging its way through the clouds is a veritable...
Okay, let's go.
More like it. Come on.
Here's your cigars, Jack.
Thanks. What's that you got there?
It's a movie magazine. It's got your picture on the cover.
Let's see that. Oh, yeah. In color, too. See, my eyes sure look blue, don't they? Hey, fellas, look at this magazine with my picture on it.
Oh, Jack, take it easy.
I'm going over to get a few more copies of this.
Attention, please. TWA Sky Chief Flight 9 leaving immediately. All aboard.
Hurry up, Jack. Never mind the magazine.
Yeah, the heck with them. The heck with them nothing. It'll only take a second. Hey, young fella, give me a half a dozen copies of that magazine with my picture on it.
Take a dozen. They ain't selling.
All right, give me all of them. Here's your money.
Come on, Jack. The plane's ready to leave.
I'm coming. Here, Rochester, take these magazines.
Are you sure you want me to go with you, boss?
Yes, get going.
Okay. Doggone, if this plane is the eighth wonder, I'm the ninth for getting on it.
And stop talking to yourself.
Come on, Jack.
We're coming. We're coming. Gee, isn't this marvelous up here? Hey, Mary, see the airport way down there?
Yeah, it sure looks small, doesn't it?
Yep. How do you feel, Dennis?
Oh, boy, this is fun.
It sure is. Hey, Rochester, look at the airport way, way down there.
Describe it to me. I ain't looking.
What a baby.
Jack, we're flying over the East River now. Look at the skyline of New York below us.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that thrilling? Rochester, look at that skyline.
Boss, please.
Open your eyes. Hey, Phil,
What do you want, Jackson? Excuse me a minute, honey.
Honey. Fine way to talk to the air hostess. You don't even know her.
I don't, huh? Her name is Miss Rutherford. She's single, comes from Texas, hasn't got a steady boyfriend, and what am I waiting for?
We've only been on this plane 2 minutes. She is pretty, though.
That's for me.
Oh, you and your that's for me.
Say, Jack.
What?
We're up in the air now. Why don't you unstrap your safety belt?
Because you're not supposed to. I'm not taking this belt off until we get to Los Angeles. That's the rule.
Why, Jack, you're only supposed to strap yourself when the plane takes off and when it lands.
Don, you're not talking to a greenhorn. I've been up before.
Go on, you haven't been up in the air since you played Little Eva in Uncle Tom's Cabin.
It wasn't me, that was my sister Florence. I played a bloodhound in that. And I got a blue ribbon, too.
Well, is everybody comfortable up here? How are you, Mr. Benny?
Oh, I'm fine, Miss Rutherford, just fine.
You know, Mr. Benny, you can unstrap your belt now.
Oh, have they changed the rules? You see, in the old days, when I was a test pilot, we used to stay strapped in all the time.
Oh, were you a test pilot?
Yes.
He used to try out pitchforks in a livery stable.
Mary, will you stop dreaming things up? Oh, Miss Rutherford, my ears have been buzzing a little bit. Is that on account of the altitude?
Yes, that's caused by air pressure on the eardrums. Now just swallow real hard and you'll be all right.
Oh, okay. Oh. There, that did it. Thanks.
Well, Mr. Benny, my ears are buzzing, too.
Well, just swallow, Dennis, like I did. Go ahead, real hard.
Okay. Oh.
Dennis, you ought to have your skull x-rayed sometime. I think there's something wrong there.
Oh, miss, when are we going to have lunch?
Right after we leave Chicago, Mr. Wilson.
Well, thank you.
We just had breakfast. Oh, Miss Rutherford, would you adjust my seat for me, please? I want to sit back and relax.
Why, certainly. There you are.
Thanks. No, we seem to be climbing higher all the time. Oh. There I go again.
Me too.
I wonder what does that. Just think. 5 hours ago we were in New York, and now we're pulling out of Chicago.
Say, Jack, look at that little old lady that just got on.
Oh, yes.
She's reading that movie magazine with your picture on the cover.
She is. Well. Pardon me, madam. You know, that's my picture there on the cover.
Eh?
I said that's my picture on the cover.
They sure touched it up, didn't they?
Well, a little, but I think it's a good likeness. Hey, Rochester, you feel better now?
Oh, I feel fine, boss.
Good. How about playing a game of casino?
I left the cards at home.
Well, what of it? We can get a deck of cards from the hostess.
I can't win with them.
Oh-ho! So that's it. Well, Rochester, that $9,000 I owe you is automatically canceled.
Oh, Mr. Benny, if you look out of the window now, you'll notice that we're passing over Waukegan.
Waukegan? Oh, boy! Everybody stop reading and look out the window. Hey, Phil, look at Waukegan.
Don't bother me. I'm doing a crossword puzzle.
Look, Mary, there's the city hall.
Oh, yeah, I see the dome.
Well, I'll be darned. There's Mayor Talcott sitting on the flagpole. Hey, Bidey!
Hiya, Jack!
Gee, Gee, he must have known I was going to pass through.
Do you recognize everything, Mr. Benny?
Sure, there's the Waukegan Hotel, there's Genesee Street, and there's my father's clothing store.
And there's your father out on the sidewalk wrestling with a customer.
He is not. He waits until they get in the store.
What's all the rumpus, young man?
We just passed over my hometown, Waukegan. I was born there.
Eh?
I said I was born there.
They sure touched it up, didn't they?
Oh, forget it. Gee, that was a thrill.
Hey, Jackson.
What?
What's a three-letter word meaning opposite of woman?
Man. M-A-N.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Mary, he's been working that crossword puzzle ever since we left New York.
Miss Rutherford, we're going to have lunch pretty soon?
In just a minute, Mr. Wilson.
Well, thank you.
Pardon me, young man. Are you John Wilson, the radio announcer?
That's right, madam, and I broadcast for Jell-O.
Eh?
Jell-O! Go to your neighborhood grocer and ask him for a package of Jell-O.
What's that you sell again?
Jell-O, madam. It comes in 6 delicious flavors, and look for the big red letters on the box.
I sure will.
Don, if I didn't know that lady was a total stranger, I'd swear this was a plug. I really would.
Hey, Jackson.
What?
What's a 9-letter word meaning musical organization?
Orchestra.
Oh, yeah, that was a toughie.
And he's a musician.
Say, Mr. Benny.
What is it, Dennis?
Well, Sunday is Mother's Day, so I was wondering if I could sing my song now and dedicate it to Miss Rutherford, our hostess.
Dedicated to Miss Rutherford? What for?
Well, all during this trip, she's been just like a mother to me.
Me too. Drat it. Go ahead and sing, Dennis.
Hey, Jackson, orchestra don't fit. I gotta have a 9-letter word.
Well, how many letters do you get out of orchestra?
8. O-R-K-I-S-T.
Phil, just take your pencil and make the white squares black. That's your speed. Sing, Dennis.
Okay.
And stop swallowing. O-R-K-I-S. What a guy.
Sometimes in the hush of the evening hour, when shadows creep from the west, I think of the twilight songs you sang and the boy you loved to rest. A wee little boy with a tousled head that long, long ago was thine. I wonder if sometime you long for that boy. Oh, little mother of mine. And now he has come to man's estate, grown stalwart in body and strong. You'd hardly know that he was the lad you loved with your slumber song. For ye have altered the form and the life, but the heart is unchanged by time, and still he is only your boy as of old. Oh, little mother of mine, oh, little mother
very good, Dennis. Ought to go over swell on the program Sunday.
I hope so.
Say, Mary, that fried chicken looks pretty good. Give me a bite, will you?
Why didn't you order some when we did?
I wasn't hungry then. Oh, Miss Rutherford, I'll have a luncheon tray, please.
I'll bring it right in, Mr. Benny.
Thank you. Hey, wait a minute. Who took this magazine and drew a mustache on my picture? Did you do it, Mary?
No, I didn't think of it, darn it.
Well, someone did. Did you, Phil?
Not me.
Was it you, Dennis?
No, Mr. Benny.
Well, who did?
I did. You want to make something out of it?
I don't think that's very nice, madam. Hey, Rochester, get an eraser. Get an eraser and remove this mustache from my picture.
Okay, boss. Should I uncross your eyes, too?
Yes, and fix up that tooth she blacked out. Now, go ahead.
Why can't Mr. Harris do this and I'll do the puzzle?
I don't care who does it, but get it done. By the way, Rochester, how do you like flying now?
Just fine. You know, boss, I think I'll buy an airplane when I get to California.
You better wait till your yacht is paid for. You're the down-payingest man I ever saw. You buy more things that you can't keep.
You're right, boss. I've had everything repossessed but my first wife.
I'm not surprised.
Here's your soup, Mr. Benny. I'll have your chicken ready in a minute.
And some mashed potatoes, please. Gee, isn't this marvelous? Imagine eating soup while sailing through the air at 200 miles an hour. Gee, just like we were right at home. Who pushed me?
Nobody pushed you. We just hit an air pocket.
Well, get me a towel. I got clam broth all over my blue suit.
You mean Paramount's blue suit?
I mean, get me a towel. Wish the pilot would watch where he's going. Now cut that out! Oh, Miss Rutherford, tell the pilot to watch what he's doing.
Now, Mr. Benny, don't be a baby.
I'm not a baby. Now we're pitching.
Oh, boy, this is fun.
Fun? Gosh, I'm getting sore.
Are you dizzy, young man?
No, I'm all right. I'm fine.
What's the trouble, Jack?
No trouble at all, Don. I said I'm all right.
You look kind of pale, Jack. Are you sick?
No, I'm not sick.
And what's that you got in your lap? The Davis Cup?
Mary, this is no time to joke. Now stop.
Here's your fried chicken, Mr. Benny.
Oh. Later, please. Open that air vent a little more there, Rochester. And put down my chicken. I'll be all right in a few minutes.
Okay, boss, I'm sorry.
Take the chicken, Rochester. Go ahead.
Thanks, boss.
Can I do something for you, Jack?
Yeah, stop staring at me.
Oh, Mr. Benny, why don't you drink a glass of water and hold your breath?
Dennis, holding your breath is for hiccups.
That's all you need.
Gosh, I can't understand it. I felt so good just a minute ago. And now, oh. Everything happens at once. Wish we were in Los Angeles already.
Why, Jack, this is a swell trip. You're the only one that's complaining.
I can't help it. I don't feel good.
But, Jack, an old test pilot once told me that the modern aeroplane, winging its way through the
All
clouds,
right,
is a
all
veritable eighth wonder of the world.
That's very interesting. Now, let me alone.
Okay, Wings.
Mary, please.
Hey, Jackson, how do you spell lobster?
Lobster?
Now cut that out,
The heck with your puzzle.
How do you feel now, Mr. Benny?
Not so good, Miss Rutherford.
Well, I'll sit right by you and hold your hand.
Gee, thanks. You know, you're awfully sweet to me.
Now, just relax, Mr. Benny, and I'll stroke your forehead.
Look at the big movie star.
Let me alone, Mary. Gee, Miss Rutherford, your hand is so soothing and so cool. So cool. Yeah, your hand is so cool. So cool.
Thanks, boss.
Rochester! Where's Miss Rutherford? Where's everybody?
They got off the plane. We've landed.
Oh, my goodness. You mean we're in Los Angeles?
Sure, boss. Let's go.
Well, gee, we're here already. And I feel swell. Rochester, wrap up that fried chicken. I'll eat it on the way home.
Okay.
Don't wrap it in my picture. Boy, just think. 18 hours from New York to Los Angeles. You know, Rochester, the modern airplane winging its way through the clouds is a veritable eighth wonder of the world.
It sure is, boss. It sure is.
And now, let me tell you about one quick, easy way to answer that day-after-day question of what shall we have for dessert. Now, here's the whole trick. Tomorrow, ask your grocer for a box of strawberries and some lemon or orange Jell-O. Then when dinner time comes, surprise and delight the family with a swell new Jell-O dessert, Jell-O cubes with strawberries. Well, the very name tells you here's something that's going to be mighty easy to eat. And it's just as easy to make. All you do is first prepare one package of lemon or orange Jell-O in the usual way and turn it into a pan to chill. Now, when it's firm, cut into cubes and arrange these cubes in sherbet glasses along with sweetened sliced strawberries. Then serve it either plain or with cream, and believe me, the smiles around the table will be just as bright as this gay Jell-O dessert itself. Yes, for full, rich flavor and tempting appearance, Jell-O cubes with strawberries certainly rates with the best. So, friends, try this new Jell-O creation tomorrow. Juicy crimson strawberries, sliced and sweetened, and mingled with tiny glistening cubes of bright lemon or orange Jell-O. It's a grand dessert, quick and easy to make, a joy to look at, and downright delicious.
This is the last number of the 32nd program in the current Jell-O series. And we will be with you again next Sunday night at the same time, broadcasting from Hollywood, California. Before saying goodnight, I want to wish a happy Mother's Day to mothers everywhere. Oh, Mary, did you send your mother a wire?
Yes, I sent her a wire, some flowers, a box of candy, and a check.
How much was the check?
You'll find out.
Good night, folks.
J-E-L-L-O. Be sure to listen to the Aldrich Family, heard in most communities every Tuesday night. Consult your local newspaper or movie or radio guide magazine for the day and exact time of the Aldrich Family.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Let's return to the Old West with the man called Paladin and another episode of Have Gun Will Travel. This episode shows that there's nothing new under the sun. Did you ever get an email from someone representing a bank with an account that has $20 million in it and they need someone to take delivery of it before it gets forfeited to the government? Maybe all they need is some upfront cash to offset expenses, or maybe they just need to know your bank account number and password. Yeah, versions of these scams have been around for centuries, as Paladin knows, and as his Chinese friend Hey Boy is about to find out. The character of Hey Boy has always been a little problematic. He and his friends speak a sort of pidgin English. In this episode, and in many others, Paladin treats his interactions with them as a sort of white man's burden. And maybe as this episode goes along, you think Hey Boy and company are sort of gullible. But lest you think these Asian characters are simpletons, just wait for the end. I love the last quarter of this episode. This episode's title refers to a quote from that mid-19th century promoter and charlatan and showman, Phineas T. Barnum, who famously said, "There's a sucker born every minute." From April 10th, 1960, Have Gun Will Travel. This episode, So True, Mr. Barnum.
All right, Hey Boy, I'll take you out there. You can dig for your treasure, you can dig up the whole desert. But let me tell you something. You won't find a thing.
Have Gun Will Travel. Starring Mr. John Daner as Paladin. San Francisco, 1875. The Carlton Hotel.
headquarters of a man called Paladin.
Yes? Oh, hello, hey boy.
You busy, Mr. Paladin?
No, it's on your mind.
Hey boy, I want to share news of great good fortune.
Good fortune? Well, wonderful, hey boy. What is it?
Oh, here. This letter come from hey boy. All the way from Mexico. Oh. You read, Mr. Paladin.
Dear Mr. Chang, after a thorough investigation which has proven you to be a man of sterling character, you have been selected to share the proposition I am about to unfold to you. Some time ago, during an insurrection, an important man in the Mexican government... hey, boy.
Yes, sir.
Before I read any further, let me guess. This man, did he escape across the border into the United States with a lot of gold?
Oh, yes, sir. Untold fortune in gold.
Uh-huh. And he buried this untold fortune in gold somewhere in this country.
Yes, sir.
Then he later went back to Mexico and on his deathbed revealed to the man who wrote you the letter where he had buried it.
Yes, sir. Only a man who wrote the letter...
wait a minute, hey boy, I'm still guessing.
Oh, you guessed pretty good.
Now, the man who wrote you the letter isn't able to undertake the search for the treasure himself, and he is generously willing to share the secret of the hiding place with you for a 50-50 split. But there are certain expenses involved, huh?
Yes, sir. $2,000.
$2,000. And if you send him the $2,000 to cover the costs as evidence of your good faith, of course, he will send you the information telling you where the gold is buried. Am I right?
Oh, Mr. Paladin, how you know all that?
Oh, hey, boy. Do you know why you received this letter?
Oh, yes, sir, because hey, boy is man of sterling character, like it say here.
No, hey, boy. Because somebody has you marked for a mug.
Huh?
A sucker. Don't you remember when you first started working here at the Carlton? The man who claimed to be a miner sold you the gold brick?
Oh, yes, sir. Gold brick turned out to be lead. Very sad.
Oh, well, believe me, this letter is an older bunco game than the gold brick.
Bunco?
Of course. If you send $2,000 as evidence of your good faith, you'll never see the money again.
Oh. But, hey, boy did send $2,000.
You didn't?
Oh, yes, I did. I sent all my money, all Missy Wong's money, and take up collection for members of Celestial Dragon Society.
Oh, hey, boy. Didn't that gold brick experience teach you anything?
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Paladin. Teach you, hey, boy, never buy gold brick.
Hey, boy, Miss Wong, and the members of the Celestial Dragon Society had been swindled. But there was nothing I could do about it. Their money was gone. That night, I went out on the town. I had a big evening, and a big head to prove it. When I returned to my room at dawn, I hung out the Do Not Disturb sign. I must remember to have one printed in Chinese. No.
Mr. Paladin, Mr. Paladin, most important, we see you.
Oh, hey, boy. No, later, hey, go away. Away.
Paladin must talk to you.
Oh, well, I might as well give up. All right, come in.
Oh.
Come in.
Good morning, Mr. Paladin.
Good morning, Miss Wong.
Oh, so sorry to wake you, Mr. Paladin, but must talk business.
Why so early?
We wish to hire your services, Mr. Paladin.
What are you talking about?
Oh, we received in mail this morning. Map of buried fortune. Most essential, we waste no time.
Oh, yes.
You what?
Map of buried fortune. See?
Oh, let me look at that. The Arizona desert. Wow, this is carrying the fiendish cruelty to an extreme. Why isn't he satisfied? Just take your money. You don't believe this map is on the level?
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, yes, sir. We wish to hire service, Mr. Paladin. When we find gold, we pay you generous fee.
Hey, boy, I'm not going to have any part of this nonsense.
Oh, then maybe, Mr. Paladin, you tell us best way to get to this place?
You mean you'd go by yourselves?
Yes, sir.
To that wild country you know nothing about?
Yes, sir.
To dig for a treasure that doesn't exist?
Oh, no, but we must go, Mr. Paladin. Have made big investment.
Oh, you poor, sweet, trusting babe.
Mr. Paladin, we lose $2,000. We not go.
All right. I'll take you out there. You can dig for your treasure. You can dig up that whole godforsaken desert. But let me tell you, you won't find a thing. But maybe it will accomplish something. Maybe it'll teach you a lesson. The map designated a strip of the Arizona Territory that bordered on Mexico's Zona Libre, or free zone, a haven for fugitives from American law. I still couldn't quite figure out why the swindler had sent the map, unless it was to postpone Hey Boy's inevitable awakening to the fact that he'd been hoaxed. I had only hoped that somehow this journey would lead us to the man in question and the return of Hey Boy's original investment. It was a long, hard trip by stage to Nogales, where we rented a wagon and equipment. When we finally arrived at our destination, Miss Wong and Hey Boy were still full of high hopes and good spirits. We had just made camp when I saw a rider coming toward us. I went out to meet him.
Howdy.
Hello.
My name's Sweeney. Bill Sweeney, Arizona Ranger.
Hello, Sweeney. My name is Paladin.
Paladin? I've seen your outfit and your equipment there. Looks like you might be figuring to do some prospecting.
In a way.
Mister, I don't like to be discouraging, but you're wasting your time.
Oh, I'm sure of it, but you see, I'm only acting as a guide. Those are my bosses over there.
Oh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't blame you none. If you can make yourself a few dollars. If they got a mind to, let them go ahead. Let them dig for gold where there ain't none.
Exactly. Hey, will you stay and have a cup of coffee with us?
Well, thanks. Some other time, maybe. I got to get back on the job.
What's the ranger business out this way?
For several months now, we've had a 24-hour patrol on this border.
Huh?
Ever hear of Professor Burdick?
The big-time Eastern crook?
Yeah. Well, he come west. Pulled the biggest hold-up in this territory. Gold. Fresh out of the mint.
A government shipment?
Yeah. We was on his trail and lost him. Then we got a tip he's hiding out in them hills. Right over there.
In the free zone?
Mm-hmm. So close you could darn near spit on him. And we can't touch him while he's over the line. But just let him or that sidekick of his step a toe over on this side. We'll get him. Well, gotta get. So long, Paladin.
Yeah, so long, Sweeney. Stop by again.
Might do that.
Your nose will be counted this April. Yes, every nose in the family by Uncle Sam's official census takers. You may already have received your advance questionnaire in the mail. By filling it out beforehand, you'll save your time and Uncle Sam's. Refer to the enclosed sample and make it accurate. Satisfy yourself with the census taker's credentials before handing over the questionnaire and answer all questions. It's confidential, and it's the law. The purpose behind this nose count, it's done every 10 years, is to bring our population statistics up to date. More than that, we learn from the figures the areas that are growing and those that are diminishing in population. We learn to anticipate future schools and colleges, public facilities of every kind, where the need is growing for supermarkets, shopping centers, and so on. The census count will be more important this year than ever. So answer all questions fully and accurately. As we said before, it's confidential and it's the law.
After the first few hours of watching Hey Boy with the shovel, I pitched in to help. I could see he was never going to give up until every inch of the area had been explored. 4 days later, we hadn't found any gold. But we had a lot of blisters and a dozen good wolf traps. Hey, boy. Hey, boy.
Hey, boy, not here, you, Mr. Paladin. He's busy digging holes.
Well, Miss Wong, would you bring me the ladder? I want to get out of here.
Hey, Tom. I bring Mr. Paladin.
All right.
I just ladder here. Just a minute. There now. You can reach?
Yeah, I've got it. Here we go. Yeah. We've got to start filling in these holes we got around here. They're dangerous. Somebody fell in without a ladder. He'd never get out. Whew.
You dig almost to China this time, Mr. Paladin.
I'm beginning to believe it. Miss Wong, I have had enough.
Oh, Mr. Paladin, not give up. We find treasure. You wait and see.
Miss Wong, in an unguarded moment, I agreed to do this foolish thing, thinking it might teach you and Hey Boy a lesson. But I... Hey Boy.
Oh, something happened to Hey Boy.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
You be careful. Don't fall in one of those holes.
Hey Boy.
Hey Boy, what happened? What is it? You all right down there?
Oh, yes, Mr. Paladin.
Hey Boy, what's the matter?
Oh, it take lots of time, lots of dig, but Hey Boy find treasure.
You what?
Hey Boy find treasure. Look.
I didn't believe it. It was a heavy iron chest, and even after we put the ropes around it and dragged it up out of the hole with our team of horses, I still didn't believe it. But then we opened it, and suddenly the whole thing began to make some kind of sense.
Oh, my, this is the most exciting moment in life for Hey Boy. Must now seek kind of benefactor in Mexico to defy untold fortune.
Hey, boy, if my hunch is right, your benefactor will come seeking you.
Oh, I don't understand, Mr. Paladin.
Well, I'm just beginning to. It's a pretty elaborate scheme, but... Yeah, it's the sort of thing Professor Burdick would do.
Oh, who is Professor Burdick?
He's a thief and a swindler, Hey Boy. On this last job of his, he helped himself to some gold being shipped from the United States Mint.
So shiny.
It's too shiny, Miss Wong. Those are freshly minted coins, and there's no question about it. That's the loot from Burdick's robbery.
Oh, seem funny, Honorable Professor. Buried gold, same place say on map from benevolent gentleman in Mexico.
Hey, boy, I'm afraid that your benevolent gentleman is none other than Professor Burdick. Sure, this whole thing has to be a setup. He stays safely on the other side of the border, gets his gold dug up for him, and makes $2,000 in the bargain. That's your money. So far, his scheme has worked out just the way he planned. We're going to have to move fast.
Hey, Mr. Paladin, you already moved too fast for Hey Boy.
Well, I'm sorry, Hey Boy, but you see those hills right over there?
Yes, sir.
Now, anybody on those hills could watch everything we do. And I have a hunch that's what's happening. Today, Professor Burdick and his partner watched us pull that chest out of the hole. Now, if my hunch is right, they'll be paying us a visit soon.
Batman come here?
Well, I figure he'll wait until the ranger patrol is at the far end of the strip and then come across and try to claim his gold and then get back over the line before the rangers work down to this section again.
Oh, no, he can't take a gold. Oh, we fight him.
No. Hey, boy, we can't take a chance in a fight with Miss Wong here. They're desperate men. No, we'll have to hitch up and get the gold into the ranger camp before Burdick has a chance to get to us. It'll be dark soon. Come on. Hey, boy, Miss Wong and I took separate chores and worked as fast as we could loading the wagon. But still, the daylight was gone before we were ready to leave. If my hunch was right, we were cutting it awfully close, but I thought we could make it. Miss Wong.
Over here, Mr. Paladin.
Is your gear all packed?
Yes, sir. Food and blankets already in wagon. Oh, such a black night, Mr. Paladin. Missy Wong can see 2 feet ahead.
Where's Hey Boy?
He went over there to get shower.
Well, as soon as we get this chest and the rest of the equipment in the wagon, we can leave. I think I'll go give him a hand.
Be careful of holes, Mr. Paladin. Awfully dark.
I will. Hey, boy. Hey, boy.
Hey, boy's quite all right at the moment.
Burdick.
Well, remarkably fast draw, sir.
I didn't expect you quite so soon.
But let me warn you, if you choose to fire that gun, your Chinese friend will be killed.
Hey, boy?
Yes. Louis will be forced to fire the gun he has at the young man's back. Now throw down your gun, mister.
You win, Burdick.
Bring him over here, Louis.
Yes, sir.
I suppose you know if you did shoot him or any one of us, the ranger patrol would be down on you before you had a chance to get back over the border.
That's the chance we'll have to take. Now, don't think for a moment that I wouldn't shoot.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right, you keep moving.
Yes, I'll go. Oh, Mr. Paladin, Hey Boy, scared.
Just do as they say, Hey Boy.
Mr. Paladin. Mr. Paladin.
Right over here, young lady.
Who said that?
It's your benefactor from Mexico, Miss Wong. Come over here before you get in trouble.
Well, you're a sensible man, sir.
What's going on here?
Just stand there and do as you're told, miss.
They have guns, Miss Wong.
Oh,
All right. Now, where is the gold?
The chest is over there by the wagon.
Ah, Louis.
Yes, sir. I've checked.
I'm sure this seems ungrateful of us, after all your efforts in our behalf. We were in such a hurry when we buried the gold, we weren't quite sure ourselves where it was. It's rather a clever scheme of mine, wasn't it?
How did you happen to pick Hey Boy?
Well, that, sir, is a trade secret.
You mean Mr. Chang is on a sucker list?
With 3 stars after his name.
Oh, what's he mean, Mr. Paladin?
Professor! Hey, Professor!
What is it, Louis?
There ain't no gold in that chest. It's empty. They must have hid it someplace.
All right. I have no time for this sort of humor. Where's the gold?
Well, it was in the chest the last time I
Where
looked.
is it?
Oh, you bad man.
What did you do with that gold?
Mr. Wong hid gold.
Miss Wong.
Yes, sir, Mr. Paladin.
Where?
Well,
Tell him.
I...
They're dangerous men, Miss Wong. Tell him.
Well, I show.
Yeah.
Come with Mr. Wong. I show you.
Keep him covered, Louis. I'm going with her. All right, lead the way, young lady.
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. Hold up there.
Over this way, sir.
Well, it's so dark I can't see you. Where are you?
Over here. You just keep a walk. That's right. Keep a walk.
This way?
That's right.
Professor! What's wrong? Hey, Professor! What's the matter?
Over here, sir. Professor, over here.
Where? I can't see it.
You're right. This way. Yeah, that's right.
Hey!
Well, it sounds as though Miss Wong bagged herself a couple of bad men.
Oh, Mr. Paladin, those men fall in holes we dig.
Yeah.
You don't understand, Mr. Paladin.
Miss Wong don't hide gold out there. Missy Wong put gold in many tican in wagon.
Miss Wong, you didn't.
Oh, yes, sir. You have another piece of cake, Mr. Paladin?
No. Oh, thank you. This is a wonderful party, and I want to thank you. And I want to thank you for that check you slipped under my door this morning, but I don't feel that I should accept it.
Oh, you saw Mr. Paladin. We make a business deal.
We pay from very nice reward money.
Yeah. You made quite a haul in reward money, didn't you? How do you plan to spend all that?
Well, Celestial Dragon Society take their share to build playground. Very nice for little girl, little boy in Chinatown.
Oh, well, that's certainly worthwhile.
You know, Mr. Paladin, Mr. Wong raised in a mission in Hong Kong. Mr. Wong sent money to mission.
Very nice, Miss Wong.
Yes, sir. And here boy send money to cousins in China. Pay their way to America.
Well, that's all very generous and unselfish, but it seems to me that you deserve to spend some of that money on yourselves. Didn't you indulge yourselves at all?
Oh, yes, sir. We make investment.
Oh, well, now, that's sound thinking.
Oh, we make a very good deal here.
Really?
Oh, yes, sir. You read this.
Now, let's see. There's no reason why you should be a slave and toil all your life for nothing. Others have grown rich around you. Why not
yes,
you?
Sir. Why not?
The opportunity is here for you to... Oh, no. No, you didn't. Hey, boy, tell me, you didn't put your money on this scheme.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, hey, boy. Miss Wong.
Are you one of those people who are always on the go? Like you, our CBS newsmen are on the move all the time, too, always in the direction of the biggest news developments of the day. Their own busy schedules give them a practical understanding of the value listeners put upon their services. They know you rely on them for accuracy at all times, and they have a first-hand appreciation of the importance of clarity and brevity as well. That all of these standards are kept in mind by our highly skilled, highly experienced newsmen is demonstrated over and over again in the frequent news broadcasts you hear on CBS Radio. The busier your own day, the more you'll appreciate the efforts of our CBS News staff. These men offer you a direct link with history day by day. But more than that, they do their job with full regard for your busy schedule. They keep you fully informed with no waste of time, no waste of words. For accuracy, brevity, and clarity in news reports, for news at frequent intervals and at convenient times, keep tuned to CBS Radio every day. Have Gun, Will Travel. Created by Herb Meadow and Sam Rolfe, is produced and directed in Hollywood by Frank Paris and stars John Daner as Paladin, with Ben Wright as Hey Boy and Virginia Gregg as Miss Wong. Tonight's story was specially written for Have Gun, Will Travel by Ann Dowd. Featured in the cast were Lawrence Dobkin, Barney Phillips, and Sam Edwards. This is Hugh Douglas inviting you to join us again next week when CBS Radio presents Have Gun, Will Travel.
That's your old-time radio fix for this week. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Be sure to subscribe to The Chronic Rift on iTunes or visit us frequently at chronicrift.com.
Hit it! Ding-a-ding-a-doo, a-ding-a-ding, a-ding-a-doo. What a voice! What a voice! Simply means ink. A-ding-a-doo, a-ding-a-ding. Good night, folks. Signing off.
Who can we find that is unique and different?
How about the Maharaja of Cooch Bahar?
How about the Maharaja of Beverly Hills?
Who?
Jack Benny.
Jack Benny?
Yeah, everybody knows that Jack Benny doesn't trust banks and keeps all of his money in his own home. If we could get his business, we could get everybody else's business.
If we could get Jack Benny's business, we wouldn't need anybody else.